Sup family, sethkbani here. Welcome to today's tutorial. I'm going to show you how to create this magnificent sports flyer. Without further delay, let's step into Photoshop. I want to show you how to do it. It's quite easy. I'll try to keep it under 20 minutes or less, something like that. So Control N, let's bring our new document and then we are going to print. Alright, I'm using Photoshop 2018. I'm going to click on A4 and there's it. Set the resolution to 300, RGB color here, click on create. The next thing is you want to go to views menu and then you want to go to new gas layout. I want to set it to 4 here and 4 here and then click on OK. Now I feel like my canvas is prepared. In the background I'm going to use a few images over here. I'm going to use first this one. I'll drag it into Photoshop. Guys, also remember everything is going to be in the description for you. Now if you feel like I am using some shortcuts and I am going to speed for you guys, there is going to be a link in the description for videos. It's going to bring you up to speed so that you'll be able to understand the Photoshop fundamentals and be able to create it like I also do. Okay, so that is it. I'm also going to bring this one. I'll drag it into Photoshop and then release it as well. And then now I also need to bring in some solid color so that it blends everything together nicely. I'm going to click on solid color here and I'm going to give it this color code, kind of reddish, and then I also go to the blending modes and I'll give it multiply. Now automatically it just blends it nicely like that. I also want to make sure the darker side becomes more darker, so I'm going to use levels and then I'm going to push this side here and then that is it. Alright, so let's put it all in a group and then let's call it BG. We are done with the background. Now we also need to create more background, make the background more complex and complicated and quite interesting. We need more details. So I'm going to use this design. I'm going to use an ellipse tool. I also bring Ctrl H to bring in my lines and then I'll hold shift and then create some circles like that. I feel like this is good. Put it in the middle. Alright, now duplicate it. I'm going to drag it underneath it. Okay, I'll call this one 1. I'll call this one 2. Now it's very important for you to name all your layers. Now I'm going to give it a different color just in case. Alright, just in case I don't get lost. And then come to this one here. Let's name this one 3. I'll drag it underneath it and then transform it. Okay, double click it and give it a different color. Maybe that doesn't really matter about the color, okay, because we are going to we are going to put images on it. So now this is the 4th one. Alright, so now I'm going to give this one a darker shade. Alright, so let's put it all in a group. Okay, let's put it all in a group. Ctrl T. Alright, so because I want to enlarge the whole thing. Alright, so now let's go to 1. Alright, and then this one, that's 1 here. I'm going to double click it and I'm going to create some effect over here. I'm going to click on shadow. I'll go here, set it to color white. Alright, and then I'm also going to set it to normal. Set the angle to minus 45. Okay, you can see the sun is blowing from that angle, so it's going to be nice. I'll set here the distance to 8 and then the speed and then the size to 0 and then also use global lighting. I think this is okay. You can see how it looks like. That is it. That is how I want it to be. Now I right click it and I'm going to copy it, copy layer style. I'm going to select all these 3 and then right click it and then paste it. Now you see that how it creates it in there. That is what I want you to achieve. Okay, now that's the first step. Let's close everything. Good. Now we need to bring images in there, so I'm going to start with the images. I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to drag it in there and I'll bring it on top. Now I want it to be on top of 1. Alright, hold Alt or so and then just clip it to it. Now you should know how to clip by now. If you do not know how to do it, guys, watch my videos. It will show you how to do it. Okay, so I feel like this is better. Nice. And with that done, I am going to 4 here and then I am going to bring this 4 and I'll drag it in there. I'm going to increase it so that it really falls in there nicely. Alright, now I'll right click it and then create clipping mask. Now I can see it falls in there nicely as well. But we are going to write over here, so we need to make sure that the contrast is really good. And so I'm going to pick levels and I'm going to clip it to it, and then I'm going to drag this all the way somewhere there. Yes, and I'm going to drag this one to all the way somewhere here. Okay, so it looks promising. That's good. That's good. And then let's go to image 3. Let's drag it on top of 3. Interesting. Then let's right click it and let's clip it to it. Okay, now also this one, I think we're going to leave it like that, but we need to make sure that some part of it is blurred so that we can get the subject having much of the focus. So I'm going to filter and I'm going to blur and I'm going to Gaussian blur. Alright, Gaussian blur. And then the blur I'm going to use is just simply 8. Alright, so that is it. That is all to it. Let's go to 2. Let's drag 2 there as well. Alright, so with the 2, I'm going to clip it 2 as well. And then with the 2, what happens is that I want one side to be blurry, the other side not to be blurry. So I'll go to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur, and then I'll set it to 8 as well. But then I'll give it the mask over here. I'll click on it and click my brush, and then go to soft round brush. Now guys, this is how to mask. I'm going to show you how to mask just once, but I'll be using it throughout. I'll set the color here to color black to pay particular attention to it, guys. Alright, so I'll click on the mask here and then make sure my caps lock is off, and then just guys, here's color black, and I'm clicking on the white over here, and then here's masked nicely, but I don't want this side to be masked, so I'll just exactly, that is all. So that is with the 2, and the 2 you could decide to add more stuff to it. Okay, so but I'm going to leave it like this, and then the one over here is also nicely put. Now we're going to put it in all in a group, and we are going to call it circles. Alright, so we're done with the circles. Let's bring in some vibrance, and then let's drag it all the way through. Interesting. Let's merge everything together, and then let's right click it and convert it to a smart object. Now we need to make sure the background has some kind of texture to it. We're going to use grain for it, so let's go to filter, let's go to camera raw filter, and then let's make it a little bit epic. Now we are going to start off with basics. We're going to drag temperature up a bit, just a little bit. Let's close it and let's go to effects, and that is it. Click on OK. Now it's in there, makes it epic. I love that. Okay, so with that done, we also need to bring in our image, and let's position our image nicely. I'm going to drag this image, I'm going to drag it in there, and then let's resize the image. I'll name it image, and I'm going to duplicate it. Now the one down here is going to be just 1. The one on top here is going to be blurry. Okay, so the one down here, let's hide the blurry one. The one down here, we're going to do something to it. Let's go there, let's go to camera raw filter. We are going to apply a few filters over there. Okay, so that one, what we are going to do is we're going to set the basics here. Let's go, let's set temp up a bit more. It gives you so much texture, and that is good. Now this one, let's bring it back. Okay, and then you want to go to filter, you want to go to blur, you want to go to motion blur. You're going to set the angle to 0, and then the distance over here you want to set it to pi 555. Now I want you to hold Alt and then click on the mask here. Now pick your brush and set the color here to color white. Pick your soft round brush, click on the mask over here, and then that is it. Make sure caps lock is off. Reduce the size of the brush. Let's zoom in. Now this is what you're going to be doing. Alright guys, kindly pay attention. You just want the hands and maybe the foot. That's where we just want. So we just want the edge over here, this side. Okay, this side, this side. You can alternate from black to white just to change the effects. Okay, and then Great. The hands as well, this side. Okay. Even this side, just to create some motion over there. Alright, so I feel like this is good. Even this side, you can do that. Alright, so guys, there is it. That's how you create it. And you want to give it some glue, so let's create a new layer, and then let's go here, and then let's go and pick some yellowish color there. Okay, and then increase the size of the font, and just click it over there. Now let's go and then let's set it to screen. Ctrl T, and then let's put it somewhere on the shoulders there. We're done with the image. Now let's bring the ball. The ball, we're going to drag this ball. We're going to use that one. Let's drag it in there, and then let's also resize it. And the ball shouldn't be too big. Okay, it should be almost the size of the foot. That is what we always used to judge, almost the size of the foot. Okay, and then maybe drag it somewhere there. Nice. Now you can see how the ball is. You just want, yeah, I feel like this angle is better. Also, you want to duplicate the ball, and then the first one you want to, this topmost one, you want to go and give it some blur. Let's go and give it blur, and then motion blur, and then let's set the angle to 0, and then let's give it 110 for the distance. Great. And then let's give it a mask. Let's give this one also a mask. Now the ball over here, you want to give it, double click on the and click on invert. Okay, we want to apply the mask only to this side, so click on your brush, color white over here, and then let's mask that side. Now let's come back here, let's set it to color black, and then the edge over here, let's just mask it. That's all. Alright, so let's put it in a group now. Then let's call it ball. We're done with that ball. Also, let's give it an exposure. Let's give it an exposure, and then the exposure, let's drag this side down. Okay, good. And then you want to pick your brush, caps lock off, and then just this side should show. Okay, the next thing also, you want to give it a layer, and then hold Alt and click to it again, and then set the color to color black, and then you want to just paint beneath it. Alright, and then just reduce the opacity a bit. Good. Now you can put it all in a group again, and then call it football. So we are done with that. We also want to bring in a few items there, and so we are going to our text. We're going to pick Man United. What we are going to do is we're going to go inside, we're going to go to the circle here. Okay, we want the third one, so you're going to click on the third circle there. You'll go to the path, and then you select text side. Once you select it, click on your text tool, and then once you move the arrow there, or your cursor there, is going to change, so you can click there and paste your text over there. Good. Now this is the text. You want to move the text away, all the way to the topmost one. You also want to go back and check whether the mask got deleted. The mask, okay, it's still there nicely. Okay, so now this is it, but we cannot see. Let's set it to color white for now. Interesting. All right, now guys, also set the font size to 20. You are using Montserrat. Okay, you are using bold for now, and then set this side to 300. Okay, that's a track, and set it to 300, and then you can play around with it. All caps, color white. Okay, now also the baseline over here, set it to 28. It's really important. Set the baseline to 28. Okay, now we can choose to let's set the baseline more. Okay, we want to make sure it falls in the middle of the circle, so it falls in the middle of the circle, so that is good. Now we can close it. So guys, now one more thing. Okay, you want the Manchester United to be red. and bold, and you want the Chelsea to be very light, because this is a Manchester Flyer, it's not Chelsea, so we don't need Chelsea to be really bold. Okay, so let's make Chelsea medium. Let's make Chelsea medium. 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 All right, and then let's make Manchester United color red. All right, let's make it color red there, like that. Any color red, just pick it up. Okay, I'm going to use that color red. All right, so I feel like this is okay. Now you can double Control T and then hold Shift and then just change it around a bit. Let's see. So you can see we have more Manchester United over here. Make it more color red. All right, so guys, that is it. Okay, so that is it. Now duplicate it. Now the one underneath it, I want you to right click it and convert it to a smart object. Now I want you to go to filter, and I want you to go to blur, and I want you to go to radial blur. I want you to set the amount to 10 and click on OK. Good. Now this is what you're going to be having. That's a very cool effect. And then let's put it in a group. Let's call it Man U. Now we also want to bring their brand icons or whatever it is, just drag it into Photoshop and then just make it much more smaller. All right, and then click on your movie somewhere there. You also want to go and bring in Chelsea as well, and then you also want to make it much more smaller, and then just move it somewhere there. Now let's type somewhere, and let's type just V versus VS. Okay, and then let's move it in here, set the color to color white, and then let's go and then let's pick our rectangular tool, and then let's just create something there like that. Double click it and choose color red for it, and then let's make sure it's in the middle of the whole thing. Now hold Alt and click on it. I see the rectangle has dancing ants around it. Now click on the verse over here, click on your move tool, and then I want you to click here, and I want you to click here. Alright, now Ctrl D to deselect it. I want you to drag the verse on top of the rectangle. You're going to have it middle aligned nicely. Put everything in a group and then call it logos. You're not done with it. I want you to come to the rectangle. Okay, rectangle, the red rectangle. I want you to go to filter, I want you to go to blur, I want you to go to motion blur, and then convert to smart object, and then we're going to set it to 0 for the angle, 1110 for this, and then click on OK. Right, so this is also really good. Nice one. Now the next thing we are about to do is we want to merge everything together. Okay, now you know the shortcuts I use. I'm going to leave the shortcuts in the description, or I'm even going to leave it under the video for you to see. Okay, convert to smart object. Now the first thing is you're going to go to camera raw filter. You're going to apply some few settings there. Okay, so let's go to basics, and we're going to apply temperature. We're going to apply some few there. Alright guys, so now this is it. Now you can conclude over here, leave it like this, or if you still want to give it some few other effects, you can do that. Now you can do it on this layer, but I just want to create a different layer for it. Okay, so this one, but I'll just go to camera raw filter in there again, double click it in there, and then I'll go to this side, and then let's close the basic. Let's go to vintage, and then I'll go and choose vintage 6. All right, and I click on OK. All right, so it's the same thing. I just like to create a backup one for it. So that is it. Now you can see that the black looks a little bit matte. Now that's what I want. Now guys, if you love this video, please hit the bell icon, subscribe to this channel. There are more things coming up on this channel. I don't want you to miss out on any of them. All right, remember to subscribe and like this video and comment. Once I get a 50 likes and a 50 comments, I'm going to drop the PSD of this particular project. I love you all. See you in the next tutorial.